All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back to our Monday, September 9th, 2024 commission briefing. We're moving into, we just finished with our closed session and two executive sessions and moving to WSU Extension. Dan, welcome, Dan.
Good morning, commissioners. Thanks for having me. You were provided your 2024 Summer Impact Report, and I just wanted to say a few words about that. Our SNAP Ed program continues to partner with our therapeutic court program, providing nutrition classes. That's a wonderful partnership for those individuals working in that program. Our Master Gardener program is training 12 new volunteers this year as part of our new Master Gardener training, which is awesome. They're expanding their access to our plant clinics, to the farmers market, as well as a Hood Sport library. Our 4-H program just wrapped up our summer camp, which is pretty exciting. 100 campers, 41 youth staff, and 35 adult volunteers, one of our highest numbers ever. And it was quite the feat to coordinate all of that. So that was a wonderful learning experience for all those involved. Our fair also wrapped up. Remember, Mason County youth participated in the Grays Harbor County Fair, and we had a record this year. 359 entries were submitted by Mason County 4-Hers. So pretty exciting to get those number of entries into the fair. And if you read the report, or I'll share it with you, this is the first year that we had a Mason County youth involved in the livestock auction project, and they could sell it at the Grays Harbor Youth Livestock Auction. We had a youth sell a pen of chickens, and so they went through that process of entrepreneurship, business connections, and raising an animal, and going through that entire process. So this is the first year that they were able to do that, which is fantastic. We look forward to growing that program as well. Also in the report, showcase some pretty exciting news. 4-H as an entity won the Black and White State Fair Commission Award for the 2024 fair, which meant that we had a state commissioner come through our fair, and they saw that 4-H was the best department at the fair, with its entity throughout the entire process, demonstrating what it meant to be part of a county-based exhibit. So pretty honored to have that for 4-H. 4-H also won the Superintendent's Award for the Equine Project. So they also won the award for outstanding volunteership of leadership for our superintendents. And Mason County has a horse club that showed at the Grays Harbor County Fair this year. So some fantastic opportunities there. Our noxious weed program continues the work of doing the important work of removing these nasty, pesky weeds. Tansy seems to be a very hot topic this year. A lot of calls about tansy. You've probably seen it as well while driving around on the roadside. So our program continues to do that. We have a unique opportunity here, and so we would like to invite the commission to come in early 2025 to do with the board, the Noxious Weed Board, and our staff, to do a program overview of 2024. So we're going to be hosting a meeting in 2025, early 2025, kind of doing a program recap, where it's going, what it did, to get a better understanding of the needs of that program. And we'll be inviting the commission and other county stakeholders as well as part of our meetings in early 2025. So a great opportunity to learn more about the Noxious Weed program. And finally, this didn't make the report, but two pieces here. I was selected to serve on the WSU Presidential Search Committee. WSU is getting a new president, and I sent in an application. I self-nominated, kind of tongue-in-cheek, saying, remember, you have offices over on the west side of the state. And well, I was selected. So there were over 500 applications, and only 15 people were selected. So happy to represent the needs of Mason County and Grays Harbor County and Extension at that level. Because of that, and my connections at that meeting, I should have worn a tie, by the way. I didn't, and that was a mistake at my first meeting. They came up to me, and a board of regent actually wants to come out and is coming out to Grays Harbor and Mason County on October 10th just to learn more about extension, county-based extension, and our programming efforts. If you don't know what the board of regents are, they're like the school board of the university level, appointed by the governor. So I'm excited to have the board chair come and tour Mason County and Grays Harbor County with us, learning about this important partnership between the county and WSU. So again, honored to represent, and that goes a long way because of this partnership with the commission and our departments. I'm very, very pleased with the work that we have done. I know our partnership is awesome, and I'm just so proud of our staff and how we provide important community education to the residents of Mason County. So the report is chock full of nuggets and information, but again, thank you for the time to kind of showcase where we're at, and I appreciate you. So any questions?
Commissioners, Commissioner Trask, any questions?
One question and then a comment. So if people do find that they have noxious weeds on their property, who do they contact?
They would contact our office. We're happy to talk with them about that. Oftentimes, we can help them remove them, depending on what it is, but we can also educate them as to how to remove them. Some are nasty, and you got to wear gloves and do that all type of stuff. So, happy to chat with anybody about that.
Okay, and then just congratulations and thank you for stepping up and promoting our end of the beautiful state of Washington.
Absolutely.
It's pretty cool. See, Mason County's rocking it again.
Commissioner Schutte.
Yeah, congratulations, Dan. That's super exciting to hear you're on the selection committee for the new president of WSU, and anxious to hear their thoughts on maybe bringing WSU over to the Big Ten, where we know all the best football is played.
I had dinner with the athletic director the other day, and football did come up. So,
I have a couple of thoughts maybe we can talk about offline.
absolutely.
And thank you for everything, Dan. And again, that is quite an honor, and I am glad that you're representing our community with that. You know the smaller communities better than most, and so the idea that you're going to be at the table, that's pretty important. Thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate your trust and support. So thank you, Commission.
All right, anything else for Dan? Hearing none?
Looks like Mark has his hand up.
Oh, Mark, go ahead.
Thanks, Commissioner. Yeah, Dan, I just had to share a story with you that I heard this morning, and it's representative of your what I would consider your staff being accepted well into the community. And on late Friday afternoon, evening, as noxious weed folks were out, working out in the field on the 800 road, I think, and they were on an old, must have been a logging road that had some pretty big sharp rocks on it. Got 2 flat tires on their rig, and so they had contacted Kelly Frazier, and Kelly organized to get a tow truck sent out there. But before the tow truck got there, apparently a citizen had stopped and used a patch kit that they had and was able to patch their tires, pump them back up enough so that they could actually get it back into town. So I think that's a good representation of being accepted into the community if they stop to help you, and they actually stick around until you're set up so that you can get back home. So it was good to hear.
Thank you for that. Yeah, quite the adventure Friday afternoon, evening.
Yes.
And not only 1 flat tire, but 2. So.
Yes. Yeah. It sounded like quite an adventure.
Yeah.
That's all I had, Commissioner.
Thank you. Okay. Have a great day, Dan, and be safe out there.
Go Cougs.
All right.
Apple Cup week.
Go Huskies.
So next up, we have support services. Mark?
Yeah, so I've got John here to talk about the deactivation of our declared state of an emergency. John or Diane?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my camera on. Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Good morning, commissioners. I have 2 things in front of you and then an informational piece. First, Mason County Fire District 12 has met their criteria based on the declaration. They have acquired insurance, so they are fully functional, and we've deactivated the emergency workers, and they're fully operational on their own. So we'd like to go ahead and dial back the disaster and cancel it. And I have that before you today.
So John, and commissioners on this one, this has been quite a process, quite a journey. I'd like to see us invite them to come in and request it and ask during that meeting. What do you think about that?
I think it would be great for them to go through it and kind of give us some oversight. We're also asking them to participate in the after action review. so that we can actually document and go back and maybe make some corrections and find out what worked well and what didn't. So if it happens again, God forbid, we have the ability to maybe enact a little bit better. So yes, absolutely. I'd be willing to facilitate that if the commission would like.
Commissioners, how do you feel about that?
Well, I know that they're pretty darn busy and they've been doing so good, and I am so proud of their board. I would say I would ask them before we commit to, I don't want to force them into a meeting if they're not comfortable coming in. Plus, I don't know what their time schedules are. Maybe 9 o'clock on Tuesdays is not convenient for them either. So I would think that reaching out to them first to see if they would like to come in would be that's what I would recommend anyway.
I agree with that also, by the way. Commissioner Schutte?
Yeah, I think a letter or some correspondence with them would be sufficient. If like everybody else, they're welcome to come to our meeting and make comment. But if it doesn't work out for them, I think just some written correspondence would also be sufficient.
And what I can do, if it would help, is ask them or their chief to help present the after action review, so they can provide some of their own insight into what they experienced, if that would help.
Yes. And
I would say only if they're comfortable doing that. I don't want to make them uncomfortable in any way and have them regret being part of their commission. They've already gone through so much that I think, giving them the option would be a good idea.
Well, and the after action would be at a briefing, right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, what else we got?
The second
Well,
piece
first of all, commissioners, we're all supportive of moving forward, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. And this does not need to be added on to tomorrow's agenda. It can wait for 2 weeks.
I think we have it on for tomorrow just because then it deactivates and we can shut the state down as well. So that way we're not having to do timely reports into them since we're still officially activated.
How do you feel about that, commissioners?
Yeah, I don't see it on the agenda. I'm looking at it already, or it's not already added onto tomorrow's agenda.
Yeah.
So I would.
No worries. I'll keep sending reports in. It's not a big deal. I can
Good.
continue to do that. So that's not a very important thing. Second thing is we've dialed back the state of emergency, providing assistance to the Road 2620 fire in Jefferson County. Just as a point of interest, we activated 2 counties in 3 hours, which is a record. Traditionally, it takes a lot longer than that to activate 2 separate counties to actually work together. And we had to actually go into the state and tell them they could allow us to work together because the state said they didn't have the ability to allow us to work together, which we were able to show them they did. And we were able to work together, even though they didn't use our resources. We're prepared for next year during fire season. So if they do need to use our facilities or our resources, we have a kind of a contract we're working up that will get into the commission for review and approval so that the process will even be faster in the future. Latimer's Landing, it's all fixed. So the only thing we're waiting on now is, I understand in 2025, we'll do the chip and seal piece of the parking lot. Otherwise, the dock with what we had contracted out has been repaired, and we've gone out and Bud's gone out and looked at it. It's in excellent shape. So that's a good thing to know. And then, of course, we'll pull the sign down and let people know that it won't be until sometime in 2025 that we'll do the chip sealing. Is there any questions on that?
Commissioners? Nope.
Me.
Same here. Good job.
Just, yeah, really appreciate John and Bud's work on this, and including Diane. This is a project that we originally assumed that it was going to be $600 and some odd thousand to go in and have to replace that dock. And by working with our Public Works Department and with a specialist that works on docks, I think that you were able to get that done for quite a bit less than that. John, what was the actual cost of repairing the dock?
I'll have to look it up. It was under 20,000.
That's what I'm remembering too. So
Poor
yeah,
Alan could use your help.
So I'm sorry, I'll go back and get that and send it to you. I'm sure my memory is correct. It was under 20. It was around 18 and some change, I think it was.
Yeah, that sounds familiar to me too. So thank you for doing that, and glad that we could find an alternative that hopefully will last a long time and definitely has made that dock safer now for the predominantly commercial folks that use it.
Absolutely. That's all I have.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Do you have anything for him, commissioners, for John?
I don't. Great job.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John.
Great. Thank you. It's all due to staff. They do an excellent job. Thank you, folks.
Thank you.
All righty, Jen, you want to talk about your time to shine here? 2025 budget calendar?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring back the budget calendar. Of course, the 2025 budget process is well underway, and policy level requests are due to me on September 18th from departments. And so I just wanted to see if we could schedule some time for budget workshops. My plan is to brief the board, brief you on September 30th on the overall budget, and then all of the policy level requests, and then maybe the first part of October or any time in October, go over with departments their PLR requests, their policy level requests.
So, commissioners, Jen, like to float something out there. We've been doing this now for quite a while. The system works exceptionally well. What I'd like to see if you would consider is allowing Jennifer to go through, like she has always in the past, but a little bit stronger this time, selecting the things that she thinks are absolutely maintenance, and just highlighting them, putting them in, coming before us to show the things that are only questionable for maintenance in one meeting. Just go right through all of them that are things that are questionable maintenance for us to make decisions, or to put it on the policy request line simply, and then just blow through the policy requests with Jen's interpretations first with everybody, and then have them only on to discuss what's still hanging out there. They don't have to go through and do every aspect of it like has happened in the past, where they've already had these victories all the way through. They don't need to spend hours belaboring the things that are already agreed upon. But I think we can simplify it a lot by allowing Jennifer to do what she does, a little stronger, going through what she believes already is maintenance and maintenance level increases, and then just a quick one for us to do the ones where she's going to give us her best 2 cents, but we may agree or not agree, and then simplify it out with the rest of them. What do the commissioners think about that? I know she can pull it off in the one day. She's done it before. We just kept bringing her back when she wasn't needed to do extra work.
Yeah, I don't have any heartburn over that at all. I know she knows the budget far better than most, and she's got a good eye for numbers. So I don't have any heartburn over that at all. And then when you do want to schedule things, my calendar is up to date and blocked with, all whatever I'm doing is on there. So I would say you do what you think is best, and well, Jen, you do what you think is best, and then bring it to us.
Instead of let Russ cook, let Jen cook.
Okay. Well, thank you. And I think
hold on.
that's
I still need to hear
something
from Jennifer. I still need to hear from Commissioner Schutte. Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, don't write me out just yet. No, if Jen, if you're comfortable with that, I think that might be a good approach to get things started, and then we can revisit from there. But your workload and the process better than we do, so I'm kind of deferring to your input on it.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty much how we did it last year, if I remember right, too, and it seemed to work pretty well. I think that we should block out a few hours, maybe on 2 different days in October, just to, have that time blocked out for you to think about it, or to meet with departments, if need be. And then if we don't end up needing it, we can, cancel those block times.
Can you do it earlier rather than later? Meaning like the first part of October, or do you need more time?
We could do October 1st and 2nd.
I will be on the road for Public Works Board meeting on the 2nd, and that runs through Friday.
I could definitely do the first. If you both are available on the first, maybe we can at least get that on the books, and then when Commissioner Trask you're back, we can find another date, maybe the following week.
Yeah, the first works for sure, and then the following week, I'm good Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
So on the first, if we could not have any executive sessions or anything else and just wrap it up and give 2 hours to it, I can see how we can pull that off because I still have to do chemo on the first. And Tuesday would be a great one, the 8th.
I believe your chemo is on the 30th, Commissioner. The first
Huh?
is a Tuesday.
Oh, first is Tuesday. Yep, no, you're right. Sorry about that.
So on the first, do you want to just block out maybe from 9 to noon? And then on the 8th, after the board meeting, maybe 10 to noon?
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
both of those for sure.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And then just checking, do you want to do Zoom or in person?
I prefer in person. I'd like to kind of get back to that if we could.
Now, when you're saying in person, Commissioner Trask, are you meaning we sit at the table in the room?
I think so. Don't you want to see him sweat?
Well, I for these first two, I thought it was just going to be Jennifer.
The 30th, I'll be doing the overview, and then
Yeah.
the first we can meet with department first and or 8th.
I can go either way. It doesn't matter. I used to love the ones that are in person, but when we're going through just the numbers, I do love having that screen.
Yeah, I think if it's fine if we can have departments utilize the screen, just to have that. I think it's good for the public too to be able to see those numbers projected like that. So
Yeah, I think we can do that. We can put it up on the screen.
So we're talking the first from noon to or 9 to noon, and then on the 8th, what was the time?
10 to noon.
That works.
All right. Well, thank you. That was all that I had for now.
Thanks, Jen. So that's everything that we had on our agenda for you today. Does the commissioners have any questions for me on anything else?
No, Commissioner, they're all shaking their head no. I think we're doing well.
Alrighty. So
Thank you, Mark. Next up, we have Public Works, Loretta. Hi, Loretta.
Morning.
Morning.
Good news.
Before we start anything, Loretta,
Yes.
a special thank you to you and all your crew. We had a pretty upsetting event out there in the North Mesa area. People were very, very angry, but our staff stepped up and did overtime and got things done in a way that people may have been angry, but our staff needed a pat on the back for what they did. They accomplished some pretty incredible stuff, and that road is now open. They worked Friday, which is overtime. They worked Sunday, which is overtime, due to a theft and due to a broken piece of
Equipment failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we don't have the staff or the public that were really angry and think we're going to do these things 24/7. We don't have the staff, the budget, or any ability to pull stuff like that off. What we do have is the ability for our director to go in and work with them and get them and pull them in on Friday work, which is overtime again, and Sunday it's overtime, and actually have it open for school here on a Monday. Well done. Please pass that on to your staff on behalf of the North Mason community. It did not go unnoticed.
Oh, yeah. Jeremy said that probably there were at least 30 quads. The Porsche Club came through. On and on. Lots of handshaking, lots of folks that are really excited. So yes, and the crew absolutely wanted to get this completed and wrapped up. And it was an overall effort by everyone. And yeah, we definitely appreciate and understand what the detour meant to our local community up there. And it's just one of those things that had to happen on our time rather than wait for a disaster, right? And then maybe be closed for a month or longer trying to deal with that. So
Well,
yeah,
and you
kudos all the way around.
and
for
you
sure.
couldn't plan for either of the things that happened. It just wasn't possible.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're glad, and they're still out there working and getting ready to, well, they are ripping asphalt and getting ready to pave. So we'll get it all buttoned up this week, hopefully.
That's the new tagline for Mason County. We rip asphalt.
We are doing some ripping for sure this year. All right. Well, we have one request to put on the action agenda next week, commissioners, and we are asking the board to authorize the chair to execute 2 County Road Administration Board Rural Arterial Program project prospectuses. And we've got another culvert replacement up there. Sorry, this might be not great timing, right? This isn't planned until 2025 or 6. But it is a culvert replacement on the Bear Creek to Watto. And then the second project that we're asking to execute the project prospectus on is the Cloqualum Road, and this is near Wyville Hill. And if I could do a quickie.
Loretta, on the one on Bear Creek to Water Road, where out on Bear Creek to Water Road, is there a way to detour them around that isn't so huge as this last one? This last one was the detour was huge.
No, I know. And as you know, there's not a lot of options up there. This is at milepost 6.17.
So it's way up there.
Yeah, it is. And just to give you an idea, here's what we've got. See the cracking across there? We've got about 2
That's
inches.
from the collapsing?
We got about 2 inches of cover on that sucker.
Is that from the culvert collapsing underneath?
Just flexing underneath. Yep, it's deteriorating. Yep. So, yes. This is our next project. All right, any questions, commissioners, about the contracts?
All good.
Not for me.
Okay. And I think that's about it. Just a quickie report. Sheriff Sperling I had an invite to meet with the Spencer Lake folks last week, and I appreciate that very much. It was a great turnout, great crowd, really engaged, wonderful community members, and definitely liked hearing what they had to say and suggestions. One of the suggestions that I heard was wanting to get some more no littering signs. Remember the give a hoot, don't pollute, and all those fun things. So wanting to put some additional emphasis on litter control, and I guess just a nice time to take a shout out for those folks that volunteer and do our Adopt a Road program. Also our sheriff's crews that are out picking up, and just citizens that on their own are doing their part. But yeah, it was a good turnout, and appreciate the opportunity to be there with the community.
Yeah, I was just out on Highway 3 just last week, and man, there's some of those areas that barely even walk through to pick up trash, and people don't care. I mean, you could feel the rear view mirrors, the side view mirrors just go right past you. They're just that close. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the other item, commissioners, that I wanted to bring to your attention, the Peninsula Regional Transportation Planning Organization is getting together their legislative agenda. And Commissioner Netherland, I know you've seen that. We typically have a 1-page sheet of regional transportation priorities for the peninsula, and the Belfair freight corridor has always been on that list. And just want to touch base and see if there are other items that you want to include on that. And of course, we've heard about Johns Prairie SR3 intersection. It's a short list, but if you could think about that, or if you've got some concepts right now about what we should be thinking to include on that list, glad to pass those forward. And I know Commissioner Netherland will be advocating for that as well.
Okay.
Those all sound like the priorities.
All right.
All right. Do you have anything else for Loretta?
Just a quick thing. I have a thank you. Loretta and I went for a sightseeing tour on, when was that? Thursday? Maybe? I don't know.
Anyway, Wednesday or
Anyway.
Thursday. It's a blur.
Anyway, we did not expect to go four-wheeling, but we went out there to the job site and walked down to see the enormous culvert, big enough for an orca to go through easily. But the crew out there, and all of our guys out there, they were amazing, just working hard and working, trying to complete that. And unfortunately, things happen beyond our control. But I wanted to extend a huge thank you to them for the work that they do, and for you for four-wheeling with me. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Appreciate your time. It's always great, commissioners, to have you out and take a look at firsthand. I can only speak so much, right? Seeing is believing.
Right. And for those of us that are there that are very visual, being out like that, it helps me understand better what's going on and what needs to happen, and reminds me of the important work that the county does.
Right. And who's doing that work?
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else for Loretta? I have something for you, Loretta. Could you have Richard give me a call when he gets a chance? I'd like to talk to him about the sewer and the sewer hookups. When we, as a commission, when we got together at the request of the community to make everything equitable and have all of them have the same rates, one of them came through that I never thought of, and you may not have never thought of, but I want to verify exactly what we're talking before I even have that discussion. And that is the little RV park. They definitely, if they're being charged the same, which I don't know for sure, I just had somebody that had brought it up, and it's a huge increase for a little tiny trailer. We might want to have a discussion on that. And also, Loretta, speaking with Dan Griffey, he says the state is about ready to start doing that work with us on the thing on 302. If you want to reach out to Dan or maybe whoever it is at 302, but it sounds like they are weighing many different options. So give them the opportunity to take on as much weight as they can at the state, because it is their project, with us trying to help the other way instead of us driving, if it's at all possible.
Good deal. So RV park in Belfast? Allen. Okay.
Yeah, we changed everything so that the condominiums and stuff would have the same rate as a regular household, if you remember.
Yes.
Well, apparently that also became that the RV park, that each individual RV stall would as well. I don't know that for sure. This is what they proclaimed at a meeting, and
okay.
I would like to talk to him about it, find out where we're actually at it. What is
okay.
There's this person's truth, that person's truth, and the truth that lies somewhere in between.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. We'll find out the facts and follow up.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for Loretta? Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Commissioner discussion.
Nothing for me.
Nothing for me.
Entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
It's moved and second. We adjourn. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.